welcome along to another World Cup rewatch, a historic World Cup rewatch, because we're looking back at the first, so far anyway, time that Scotland became the World Cup of Darts champions. I'm delighted to say the two victorious men are alongside me, Gary Anderson and Peter Wright. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. First off, 2019 you went on and won the World Cup, but you got close a couple of times before, the year before and 4 years prior to that. What were your feelings about the tournament? Because it is very strange playing pairs format and short format as well. What do you think about it, Gary?
Pairs, definitely. It's the only time in the year that I actually play pairs. And I've said that to Peter. Back years ago when you played BDO and that, you always played pairs, triples, games like that, and you were kind of used to it. But, signed across with PDC, that was probably the last time I played pairs. So once a year is bad enough because it's hard to get into. It's hard to get into your throw.
Peter, you'd won the UK Open by this point, but it was prior to you becoming the world champion. In fact, leading up to this point, you hadn't won a title in 2019. It had been a sort of indifferent start to the year. How are you feeling going into the tournament? Because you turned out to be the only player who was unbeaten from start to finish. Player of the tournament, really.
That's because I'm rubbish, see? No. The most important thing is I don't want to let Gary down. I didn't want to let the country down. And it's so hard playing pairs. It really is. As Gaz said, the last time I played pairs, I think it was in the video. And it's very, very difficult. And especially playing, for your country, it puts even more pressure on. I found it very, very nervous. And, to be honest, I pooped myself in them finals that we lost. But I must admit, Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis, that when they beat us, Gaz bashed them both up, and I didn't. But Taylor had 116 and Adrian Lewis had 108 average. But they got lucky against me. No, I was just poo.
Well, does that play on your mind, though? Because you had come close to winning it for Scotland for the first time, but going into 2019, only England and the Netherlands had ever won this. And you get to the final here, not only did a couple of the big seeds, Northern Ireland and Wales, go out in your half of the draw in round one, but then Ireland did you a favour and got rid of the Netherlands and England. So it's a huge opportunity for you two and Steve Lennon and Willie O'Connor going into this final match.
Yes, yeah. But you've got to remember, Gaz was going through a lot of back problems, and he still was when he's playing. Obviously, he pulled out the Premier League as well, and I was privileged that Gary put the practice in behind closed doors and everything to come and play for himself in the World Cup. That meant a lot to me, and I don't want to let him down for putting that hard work in. But. You can ask Gaz what he said to me before I had to go up for that last game. He always says, make sure you win that last game, otherwise,
We'll definitely come to that. But Gary, we barely seen you. Your back problems, you were genuinely worried at the time about what darts was going to be. You weren't sure whether you'd be able to get back to where you were. We hadn't seen you for a number of months. This was pretty much the first time we'd seen you in weeks, apart from a couple of Pro Tour events.
Yeah, I think I played in one or maybe two Pro Tours prior to the World Cup, so I was struggling. But we got there, once we got across it, you know what you've got to do. Unfortunately, we never got to play Netherlands or England in the final, because that would have been even sweeter.
That would have been nice.
Well, like you say, Willie and that was, they played well the whole tournament, but it was just good to get back and get the win. Even when we started playing in that tournament, we kicked off right well, and it just felt like we were on it here, I think it's what time we do what we should be doing, and it just clicked from there.
Well, look, let's start this match up, because Gary, you're leading off. It's Steve Lennon going up against you, and look, Steve and Willie have just put in a monstrous display to beat the Netherlands in the semi-finals. Their pairs game was brilliant. They are brimming with confidence. Willie's just won his first Pro Tour event, his first ranking title. I know that you're the big favourites coming into this, but what are you thinking up on that stage when we start, Gary? Are you thinking, we should be able to bully these off the stage? They don't have the experience that we've got.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're two cracking players, you know. I mean, they do really well in the circuit, but no games are easy. But, well, I don't know about Peter, but I felt we were going to do it. You know, we had played well right up to the final, you know. So, yes, they put out England and Holland, you know, but they had to do it for a third game, you know, and that might have got, the nerves might have got to them. We've been in the final for the first time, so, you know, that might have helped us as well. But nah, I think we were feeling fine. You know, Peter says we were nervous. We weren't.
Well, I tell you what,
let's pretend we're nervous. You know, we've got to pretend.
I was nervous after the first game.
Well, yeah, let's see. Gary, skip on to 5 minutes 19 here. So you said, yeah, we felt we were going to do it. I was feeling confident. And then Steve Lennon pins double 10, 2-0, and well, yeah, there's a bit of the old Gary Anderson angry face on there.
Yeah. He played well. I made a few silly mistakes, you know, but he just went up and last start, click. That was a sore one, you know. But these things happen.
Well, neither of you had lost a game going into this final, and you find yourself 2-0 down in the opener. And I know you've got more chance to come back in the final, but it's going to be difficult if you slip behind, isn't it? It's because it's just there's not many opportunities in a World Cup of darts in this format to turn a game around.
No. I mean, I'm sure a few years ago we played. I can't remember who it was against, but I'm sure one of our singles got beaten in the pairs when we went out the tournament.
Yeah, South Africa.
Is that what?
Devon and South Africa.
And I still can't work that out to this day, you know. So, but it is a strange tournament. It throws some big upsets up, you know. I mean, we've seen Paul Lim against us the year before. He was absolutely fantastic, you know. And he done the same against Wales this year or last year. So, but yeah. Did I win this leg, Dan? I can't remember.
Yeah, you do. In fact, I'm not sure. Whereabouts are you?
5-5. Have some of that.
What are you thinking there? Just cut to you, and you're in the back room. What's it like watching with your? I know. Look, you've got Gary Anderson. He's one of the all-time greats up there fighting for you. But Steve Lennon's giving him a really good game here.
Yeah, well, obviously Steve Lennon played fantastic all the way through the tournament, and William O'Connor. So obviously, you know, we was up against it, and you know, here we go, guys, 180, silky smooth. But you know,
how can you remember that? I can't remember that.
You know, obviously, you know, because like we're getting older a bit. Gaz was probably a bit rusty the first two legs, just to warm up there, and then you know, coming back.
Well,
I did lose this match, didn't I?
Oh. And that's a man who didn't practice for about 3 months.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's got to give you amazing. Going up there, the pair of you. I mean, I know you'd not won this before. Scotland had never won it before. But you must have felt that. Did you feel you'd underachieved by not winning it before? Because the pairing of you two looked like it should have a World Cup in the bag at some point. But most of the years you're going up against Taylor and Lewis and Barney and MVG, and they're established pairings that have been, you know, all multiple world champions. Yeah,
we've lost two of the best teams in the world. You know, it was Eddie and Phil, and Michael and Barney. You know, so you know, I think they're quite highly ranked in darts. You know,
yeah,
so
I've heard of them.
We've been beat with some of the best, and it's took the best to beat us. You know, so you can take that as a wee bit of pride as well. You know, it's took the best to beat us. So even though you lose, you're gutted. But when you look back at who had to take you out the tournament, you can't complain, you know.
I know that you say pairs format is difficult, but just playing in a team, even when you've got singles games, like it's got to change the dynamic, hasn't it? Because even if you're annoyed or you're angry or you've still got a teammate to think of there. Does it change how you behave up on stage or just off the backstage in the practice room?
Like Peter says, it's not just yourself you're playing for somebody else as well. You know, and if you lose a game, you're a bit naff because you're putting all the pressure into your partner. You know, so it's kind of it works both ways. You know, and if we're both playing well, there's nothing to worry about. You know, but 1-0 down, it's on Peter's shoulders now to keep us in it, you know. So he's done well.
All right then, Peter. Second up, you're trailing in the final, having lost a couple of finals before. Is there any little bit of you that's thinking, not again in the World Cup?
No. Obviously, I've had the experience of being in them finals, and obviously, as Gaz said before, it's taken the best players in the world to, you know, nick it from us. And no, I was totally focused. It's not happening this year. This is ours, and that was it. And there was no other thought in my head.
Well, let's skip on. First leg, you versus Willie O'Connor. Willie gets a dart at the bullseye to win this opening leg, and he's not far away. But you've got 91 to break him.
Oh, hang on, I'm on. Hang on, a little bit behind.
That's all right. You can skip on. It's
I say I'm on 91. Yeah.
15:44. Yeah, there we go. Talk us through, because in a first to four game, I mean, a breaker throw is enormous, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously we know Willie played fantastic and sort of beat Michael. Didn't he have 115 average or something down that line? You know, and Willie's he's just got one of them steady throws, and just nothing goes really wrong with him unless the crowd get on his back.
Yeah, he has fallen out with German crowds before, as Willie O'Connor, but
this is true. Yeah,
and they're usually pretty good to you, Peter.
Yeah, they're normally pretty good. Yeah. But I think it was fantastic to every single team, to be honest. It was amazing atmosphere. They supported all the, obviously, the outsiders all the way through it. And, it was a brilliant atmosphere.
Okay, well, you get the opening leg against Willie then, looking pretty confident. Skip on to 20:52.
So I'm on 1-2-1, yeah? Here we go.
Yeah.
Do I get it? I ain't got a clue. Miles away.
So he turns this around, Willie, and as I said before, he's full of confidence. He's won his first title. He's a player who whenever I've spoken to you guys, professionals, they'd always talk for a number of years about Willie O'Connor, what a player he is. Don't really understand why he hasn't done. He only made the world championship for the last couple of years. He'd not done anything at all to qualify for the Worlds prior to that, but you all kind of recognised he's a dangerous player.
Oh, definitely. I can't believe his nickname's not Mr. Spock.
Mr. Spock?
He looks like Spock.
Like Nimoy?
He look like look at him. Look. When he comes up, he's got the hairdo. Just imagine pointy ears. Look, you watch. Watch. Mr. Spock.
I'm sure there's like a...
I love you, Willie.
Make
look,
him look like
Mr. Spock. He's got the look, stare.
Yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't Mr. Spock completely devoid of emotion. Willie O'Connor is the exact opposite of that up on stage.
No, but his face is not.
Yeah,
when it's concentrating.
Right, this is an important leg coming up. Actually, let's have a look. 25:42. So if you skip on to that. This is massive, because if Willie O'Connor can go 3-2 up here when they've already won the first game, this could be the fate of the World Cup, couldn't it?
No.
Yeah. Silly.
Yeah, it could have been a different story.
That's it. Bang, 52. Ooh.
Look pretty good to me.
Beat me up, Scotty, he's saying.
Pretty serious face there, Peter. Are you in the zone here, or is it just that you're being put under pressure and you're having to really focus?
No, I was to really focus. It's like finish him off, kill him off. That was it. That's all in my head. Yeah, I got away with him missing obviously double 16 for the 48 finish, and I thought, right, that's it. Now you just got to jump on top of him now.
Well, you do manage to do that, because when you skip on to 27.5 minutes, you manage to run away with this next leg.
Yeah, seeing Gaz's face. Got a 1-2-4, yeah? He's on 3-5-1.
Top left.
Oh,
Willie's just slipped in a 60 there.
I hate them darts. I'm glad I don't use them anymore.
That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. 1-1. You've levelled it up, Peter. Gary, what are you thinking there? Because there's a bit of relief on your face there.
I'm trying to enjoy myself, and you get people sticking cameras in your face.
Yeah.
I don't show much emotion, but no, that was good. 1-1. Doors open now. Pairs next, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is the pairs next. And they've just put in this incredible display against the Netherlands where they were just hitting everything. But from talking to you here, neither of you really sort of felt that they were a team to be feared, the Irish in particular. Like, they weren't riding a crest of a wave and you were just going to stop them.
Like I say, right from the word go in the tournament, when we played pairs the first game, both scored well and finished well. And and it just carried on like that. So we're settling in on the pairs, which is the hardest part to play in the World Cup. Like we say, we should get rid of the pairs, just play singles.
There are some people who think the exact opposite of that, Gary.
Yeah, I think if you're going to do pairs, you'd have to do probably the whole tournament. Don't play singles and just play pairs.
Yeah, you do one or the other.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah.
Well, it seems after a fair few years of giving it a go, this is the year you sorted out the pairs game, because skip on, you take the first leg, you take the second leg, you take the third leg, and for the first time, you're on the verge of leading in this final. If you go on to like 38 minutes.
Oh, look, we're 3-0 up.
Yeah. Now, you've started to boss this game. This is where you're taking control of the map. Do you start feeling differently here compared to earlier on where you were chasing? And Willie O'Connor wasn't far away from potentially making it 2-0 Ireland. If he'd hit that 48 checkout, then he'd be in the real chance of putting the Irish 2-0 up in this. But now you're in control. Big 180 from Peter.
Guys, what, 76 now? Yeah. Come on.
I'm a bit behind here.
Oh. You got it.
3-0 up. We're 3-0 up and we're 256.
Yeah.
180, yes.
Yeah.
We'll just say it's delayed timing here.
Yeah, that's all right. We can work with that. But look, you've bossed this game.
Yeah, against the two boys that have been playing really well. 4-0 in the pairs, that's got them thinking now. They now need to win to stay on, so the pressure's on them.
That 180 that Peter hit sets you up for the 76 for the 4-0 win there. What's a better feeling? Hitting a 180, like when you're playing singles to do that, or hitting one to set up your partner in a massive World Cup game, in a World Cup final? Like, is that a special feeling?
It's a bit of both. He hits 180, brilliant. We're on 76. I'm walking up foot going, just make sure you hit a big 20. Just big 20. Don't hit a 5, don't hit a 1. Throw that dart straight, and big 20, and then you've got your 16 tops. So, yeah, as long as you don't go in the 5s or the 1s, and you'll be all right,
That 76, Gary, puts you 2-1 up. Now, it's only a race to 3. Peter's up next, so there's a chance that's the last dart you were going to throw in the World Cup of Darts final. You must have been praying that was the last bit of work you had to do in that one.
It would have had to be, because I'd hit a brick wall then. My body had just shut down. I was done. I was absolutely done. So I said to Peter, like you said, I said to him, you need to win this. I says, didn't put this on my shoulders. I says, go, no chance. So, yes, it happened and I was proud, I'll tell you.
I remember
that. So, because obviously that was probably the most darts you played over that 3 days for what? Consecutive days of darts. Probably the most you played for 6 months, maybe?
Probably 6 months, yeah. That felt like a marathon. By that time, I was done. I was sitting out the back. I was just kind of hunched over. So that's what I say. I needed Peter to win that game. because don't know what would have happened. I don't think it would have been good, you know. But no, we got there anyway. It didn't have to rely on me.
Well, there you go, Peter. Nothing like a bit of extra pressure lumped on. You go and win it right now, because I'm not sure I'm fit and capable to do it in the last game.
Yeah, he did say nothing left inside his body, you know. Because obviously it's a long weekend. It's a lot of focus, and if you're not being on the match practice type stuff, I can understand that, you know. And me and Gaz are very, very similar. We don't eat until maybe when we're finished, if so. But you know, it's very, you know, to keep your energy levels up throughout that whole day, and that focus. So obviously, you know, was obviously under pressure of, you know, going up, winning the game and everything. But you know, and I was concerned about Gaz. You know, he's all right. You know, he's, you know, I didn't need him to go up there. I didn't want to put the pressure on him. So, you know, I just went up there, you know, 120%, trying to win that game for us and for Scotland.
So bearing in mind what Gary's just said to you at this point, how important was you skip on to 41 minutes? How important was it for you to come out and hit Steve Lennon with everything you got? Because Steve Lennon's the guy who put Ireland 1-0 up and put you in a spot of trouble at the start of this final.
All right, hang on. 106, 182.
I'm on 48 and 82.
Right.
Big moments already, Wayne Mardle says in comms. It is a big moment, this.
First that. There you go. My back's starting to feel better.
Yeah. An early break in what you hope is going to be the final game here, Peter. Like, do you think Steve Lennon's a guy that, you know, in this situation, he is a younger player, much younger player, and he hasn't got the experience that you've got. Is there anything you can do other than throw good darts to just try and turn the screw, make it even harder for him? Just make him aware of the situation, how big this game is, because he won't have had that experience of playing him like you have.
What you got to do against Steve is like any other player, you just got to try and outscore him, try and keep that pressure on him, because he'll just keep on going and going. You know, he's proved it on the floor tournaments and stuff like that, and you know, TV when he's been on it before, he's always, you know, he's never faltered. So, you know, there you go, 180. See, you know, he's a quality player.
He is a quality player, but he's a guy you managed to get the better of for most of this game. Skip on to the next bit in 48 minutes.
Yeah, nice treble one. What's going on there? 43, good darts. Not.
I've got you on 177 and Steve on 259.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Let me skip back to where you are. There we go. Right. I mean, he's still nipping at your heels all the way through this game. I know you're in the lead, but this is a precarious lead in a short format, isn't it, Peter? You're not getting this easy. You know, he's not rolling over.
86. I love 86 finish. I really do. It's just one of the finishes. You know, I do like 86 and 99. It just finishes there. Whenever I leave them, I try to get them. So I'll probably miss this.
I
don't know. I can't remember. Yes, so this better go.
Yeah, to that. Man.
See,
now the pressure's on them. Now the pressure's on them. But like you say, Steve and Willie, two fantastic players, and Steve just keeps throwing. He just keeps chucking away, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What was going through your head there, Gary? Do you think Peter's won this? Because they keep cutting to you, and you're looking a little nervous, but it was just a little less anxiety they're seeing when it cut to you a moment ago.
Yeah. See, that was a victory smile already. Do you see that? Nah, like I say, it's 3-1 up. It's looking good. Peter's thrown all right. He's playing well. But like I say, 3-6-7, 3-6-1. It's still tight. Steve's still playing well, keeping in.
What's it like watching this back, Gary? I know you're not a guy who watches a great deal of darts, even when you're playing in tournaments, let alone watching back stuff you were involved in.
Yeah, well, it was like with Dave Allen phoned us up and said, we'll talk about the Scotland match last year. But Dave, I can't remember yesterday. Never mind on his year, So, but no, it was like I say, it was good. Sitting there, Peter's 3-1 up. I'm feeling quite comfortable that he's going to take the game. So, yeah.
Bearing in mind that you think your back's ruined, have you thrown a dart at all during this, or have you just tried to sit down and...
I just sat down. I don't think I threw a dart, to be honest. I think I just stayed in the seat. So, yeah.
I'm not good 5, that one.
210, 179.
Peter, you've been in numerous major finals, but you'd only won one.
Right.
At that point, yeah, I mean, after this, things really did change. But it's a nervy thing getting over the line in a big TV final, particularly when you're doing it for your country and you've got a teammate there as well, and you're the man who's in charge of doing it.
Most definitely. Obviously, Steve's capable of taking this out, winning the next leg 3-all, and then winning the last leg. It's But I was trying to think. It's like just kill it. Kill it.
This is it.
Game over and done with.
On the wire. Check game and the championships.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about, Dan.
What's it feel like watching that back?
It's
champions of Scotland, the pair of you, for the first time in history.
Long overdue. Like I say, we'd lost in 2 finals to the 2 teams. You can get harder or better players to play against in the final. And we finally done it. But Willie and Steve, pair of good lads. Willie O'Connor's, you have a cracking laugh with Willie. Don't know Steve as much as I do Willie, but he seems a nice lad as well. But Willie's one of the good lads.
Well, Peter, you'd not won a title at all till that year, and then after that, we saw spells of you playing incredible stuff. You won 3 titles on the run. You were only stopped by an incredible gurney at the match play. You went on and became world champion and won the Masters after that. Do you think this was a big moment in your career and recent career that helped you become world champion later on?
Yeah, I think so. My main target was obviously when I come back to playing darts, and I think obviously first one is obviously to win the Worlds, and trying to win a floor tournament is your first step, But for me to get into all these finals and stuff like that, and losing, letting Gaz down. Well, personally, I've thinking I'm letting Gaz down, and obviously Scotland with the finals we've lost before. It's because of my playing, and it wasn't because of Gaz playing. He was playing fantastic and carrying me. And to get over that line and actually for me to the winning double, it was nice, really nice. And seeing that us holding the trophy there after the hard work and everything, and especially obviously Gaz not playing darts for 6 months nearly. Just imagine if he has been playing darts, then it'd been less pressure on me.
Well, it could be the first of a few then, gents. That one. I mean, is that the plan? How many more could you 2 pick up for Scotland over the next few years?
We are owed. Come on. Well, I'm owed. Hey, Gaz not quite owed yet.
I'm about there as well. Well, I reckon we've got a good few years left, I think. Hopefully.
Yeah, me too, I think, yeah.
Like I say, to be 21 again in this day and age, it would be great, But unfortunately, it's not the way it is. But these young lads that are coming through the rankings now, That's is definitely going up the way. But we can still show them now and again, Peter, can't we?
Yeah, definitely. Old guys are good.
Old guys are very good. And these two Scottish old guys are the World Cup champions from 2019. Gary Anderson, a two-time world champion himself, and 6 months after that victory, it was Peter Snakebite Wright who went on to fulfil his destiny and become world champion too. Gentlemen, thank you very much. The history makers for Scotland, the first Scottish team ever to win the World Cup of Darts.